All right. Welcome to day one of the Purpose to Profits Masterclass. My name is Amanda Escobedo, and I am your facilitator today. I'm the founder and coach of Empower House Coaching. And today is day one of your Purpose to Profits workshop. And today is all about uncovering your life purpose. So for this entire workshop, I highly recommend having a pen and paper handy, as I'm going to be providing you with some life-changing curriculum from Stanford University. And you're going to want to take notes. This is a very informal presentation as well. So if you have any questions at any time, just drop them in the chat. I'm going to be attempting to monitor while I'm presenting, but if I miss it, I'm definitely going to catch your comments or questions at the end. We're also going to be doing some exercises together that are going to help you integrate the curriculum into your life. But before we get started, I'd love to just see where everybody is from. So maybe share your location in the chat. I know I'm from Orange County. I'm in Costa Mesa, California. I know there's a couple people from out of state, so I'd just love to see where everyone is maybe tuning in from. I know I see some friends from Orange County as well. Look familiar. Tustin. Woodland Hills, okay. Upstate New York, love me some New York. I don't think I've been to upstate though. We got Brendan in Costa Mesa, the neighbor. So far, could throw a pebble at you, huh? We've got Orange, very nice. We've got Orange, so a couple more in California. Love it, love it. Well, I'm glad to have all of you. Thank you for being here with me today. Now, before I cover our topic, I think it's important for you to know just a little bit about me, your facilitator today, how I got into the industry of coaching, and what makes me qualified to talk about the topic that we're covering today. So I am a Cal Poly San Luis Obispo graduate. I graduated with a bachelor's in social science. I originally wanted to be a marriage and family therapist, but at the time I really didn't like school because I didn't feel like I was good at it. But before I jumped into a master's degree program, or what I thought I was going to do, I thought, well, let's work in the field of mental health. And so my first job out of college, I got a job as a mental health assistant, working with emotionally disturbed youth. I was working with 18-year-old teens that just got out of juvie, that were in gangs, and I had to physically restrain these men. I was getting cursed out and threatened daily. I had a friend that got punched in the face. I had another friend got thrown against the wall. I had another friend that got a concussion. And I used to come into work thinking, like, is today the day I'm going to get punched in the face? But, I had a love-hate relationship for that job because I really cared about those young adults. I didn't like the restraints. I didn't like the threats, but I love the aftermath. That was my favorite part. After Johnny flipped the table and he chilled out, and I had the opportunity to sit with Johnny and be like, bruh, why did we flip the table today? And there was always a reason. Uncle so-and-so came home from prison, hit its mom. And he really just wanted an opportunity to talk to a staff member, a counselor. And I was like, well, we can do that. But for him, the reason why he didn't just raise his hand was because, he was sitting in a classroom full of gang members. And before he allowed himself to be open with a staff member, for him, he felt more comfortable showing how tough he was, showing how manly, flipping the table, all of that stuff. And I was like, we can come up with a code. Nobody needs to know that you're connecting with a counselor. And so anyways, what I learned about myself in that job was that I really love those seek to understand conversations. I love to understand someone's motivators, their drivers behind their actions. And I love helping them get very clear on their life goals and help them understand how to align their behaviors and their actions to achieve those goals. Now, I had a mentor at the time, and she said, well, if you like that about that job, you might like human resources, because there's employee relations, there's conflict resolutions, there's career and leadership development. And that spun me into a career of human resources for 10 years. And a few years back, I discovered the world of coaching, life coaching, mindset, and I became obsessed with it. And then I eventually got certified as a life and a health coach. And I'm also a certified master coach of the Clarity Catalyst, which is a Stanford University master's degree program in mindfulness and emotional intelligence. And what I do today, is I use these tools to help mission-driven leaders strengthen their mind and cultivate their creativity so they can achieve and sustain any level of success, even in the world of chaos. As you all have probably experienced in your life, it does not get easier as you get older. But when you cultivate a strong mind and your creativity, you learn how to manage hard a lot better and thrive. And so I like to say I have the best job in the world because when I help my students master the mental game, I help their career, I help their finances, I help their health, their marriage, their relationships, their future potential. And today, that's what we're going to do for you. I'm going to share the same tools that have completely changed my life and thousands of others to help your future potential self. And we're going to do that by providing you with a little more clarity on who you are and what is your work in the world. And I see we've got some people from Virginia and DC. Welcome. Now, a third of our life is spent working. That's like 90,000 hours. Now, if we're going to spend a third of our life working, don't you think it's important to do work that you love so that you can get called to action rather than pushed? Don't you think it's important to do work that fulfills your soul and makes a difference in the world, contributes to the legacy that you want to leave? Now, Steve Jobs says the only way to do great work is to love what you do. And if you haven't found it, keep looking. Don't settle. Now, today's tools are going to help you discover what ignites you and what makes you feel alive. So some of the tools that I will be sharing today, again, come from the Clarity Catalyst. I think it's important for you to just know a little background of them. So as I mentioned, they come from the Clarity Catalyst, which is a Stanford University master's degree course that was developed actually in 1979 by Dr. Michael Ray. Now, Dr. Michael Ray created this program because he saw his business students graduating from the master's degree program with, all the technical expertise. They got those high-paying jobs. They got those big job titles, but when they came back, he noticed they were thinking linearly and they shared a lack of clarity and a vision for themselves, and they were stressed and they were unfulfilled. Sound familiar? I think we've all been there. Now, Dr. Michael Ray was a researcher which focused on advancing innovation and developing generative leadership. Now, holding this focus in mind, along with his graduate students in mind, Dr. Michael Ray created this profound program in mindfulness and emotional intelligence, which has revolutionized the art of success. Now, the design of these practical and powerful success mindset tools, they were built off 3 pillars: clarity, authenticity, and creativity, which are key ingredients for a successful and mission-driven leader to live a fulfilled life. Now, why? Why is authenticity, clarity, and creativity important for us? Well, being authentic is deeply fulfilling. Clarity leads to confidence in life and action. Clarity helps to also reveal our self-sabotaging behaviors, because we all have them, so we can overcome them. It allows us to approach our life with a fresh new perspective so we can see things differently, opening up ourselves to more hope and possibilities, which is really important. And as for creativity, this doesn't mean we're making you a painter or an artist. That's not what I'm talking about here, though that can be a part of creativity. But the creativity I'm talking about is one that inspires breakthrough thinking so you can solve any problem, very complex problems. And tapping into your creativity is what gives you a greater sense of self-worth and self-esteem. Now, business, life for that matter, is full of brick walls of frustrations. I call them seasons. But clarity and authenticity and creativity, they help you produce the right amount of momentum so you can bulldoze, through any of those brick walls. And so now that we know just a little bit about these tools and where they come from, let's get into our topic today. So you're in the right place if you're questioning your career, your purpose. What is my purpose? Your legacy, the legacy you want to leave, your values. If you have a pull to do something or to be something more, or if you're searching for clarity on who you are and what is your work in the world. Now, if this sounds like you, I can relate. Before I became a coach, I worked in human resources, as I mentioned, for 10 years. And I worked in an array of organizations. I've worked and worn many hats. I've supported different functions of the HR department. Now, for years, I was on the traditional career trek of climbing the corporate ladder, which is what most of us have been taught to do, right? By our teachers, by our parents, and society. Now, what I will say is, for many years, I like this route. I actually really enjoyed climbing up the corporate ladder. And for many years, I felt like I had a purpose. I felt like HR was my passion. But there came a point in my life where my stress just continued to increase. And as I leveled up in my title, I gained more responsibilities in HR that I didn't really like. And I was spending more hours feeding my stress and feeling more of the pressure of the business on my shoulders. And there hit a point where I just felt like my life was completely out of balance. And I was using the couch and TV as an outlet to escape because I had no energy to do much else. And I started to really question, like, is this all life is? I can't imagine doing this. I was making pretty good money, or so I felt, but I wasn't really happy. And I felt like HR was no longer the best platform to showcase my innate skills, whatever my innate skills or gifts were. And I hit a point where my love for HR just felt like it was exhausting. It had run its course. But I also couldn't really imagine, like, what am I doing for the rest of my life? And HR and couching just didn't sound exciting for me anymore. But I also had no idea, like, what might I do instead? Now, if this describes you, then you're exactly in the right place. In fact, if this is you, there's no accident that you're here today. Because today I'm going to show you how to uncover your life purpose so that you can apply your unique gifts to work that matters and feeds your passion. So today we're going to be covering how to discover your purpose and your unique gifts by identifying what gives you ease, energy, and enjoyment. We're also going to uncover your value system, so you have a compass pointing out what it means to actually express yourself and relate to other people in an authentic and an impactful way. So I'd love to know in the chats, just throw out what you think, like from your perspective, what does it mean to live a life of purpose for you? What comes to mind? Anybody? Is it a career? Is it a thing? What do we think purpose is today? And I actually put this in my Instagram, and I had some people say it was an identity. It was about making something better than you left it. Any ideas? I'm going to share with you what Stanford University, how they define. So according to Stanford University, oh, we have a couple here. Leaving your legacy purpose. I like that. I'm all about legacy. Now, according to Stanford University, having a life of purpose is not about money. It's not about success or material rewards that come from doing. It's mostly about who you're being. It's about living a life of value and integrity, which you consistently listen to your voice of wisdom and act on your deepest principles. So your life purpose is not what you do for a living. It's more about who you're being while you're doing it. So my life purpose, as an example, is actually, I don't think, to be a coach. My life's purpose, I thought a lot about this long and hard, is more about inspiring and motivating people to live a life of authenticity and to reach their highest potential. So it doesn't matter how I'm doing that. I can actually do that as a 6th grade teacher. I can do that as a mother. I can do that while I'm talking to the stranger at the cashier at the store, right? At the grocery store. So your purpose, again, it's not about your job. It's not about what you're doing. It's who you're being while you're doing that. Now, think of what you do. I want you to think of what you do for a living as just a coat that you put on every day. Now, I put on the coat of a coach. And when I have kids one day, I'm going to put on the coat of a mother. When I'm at the store, I'm going to put on the coat as a customer. Now, wearing all these different coats, I can still show up in my purpose. Now, if you don't like the coat that you're wearing, you can get a new coat that aligns more with your style. Or if you don't like the coats out there, you can go create your own coat and be an entrepreneur, as an example. Now, I want to reinforce the importance of being aware of how you show up when you're wearing these coats. Now, again, going back to who you're being. Now, if I'm here with you all, sharing these tools, and I'm worried, oh, what will these people think about me, right? Do they think I'm competent? Are they bored? And are they running their mind like just about me and having all these judgments? if I'm like that, if that's how I'm showing up and that's what's going on in my mind while I'm presenting to you, then I'm not showing up in my purpose, because my purpose is here to add value to you, right? Now, another example, if I'm on a discovery call with a potential client and my mind is thinking, can they afford me? Do they think I'm too expensive? Again, I'm not in my purpose because I'm no longer present with my client or with all of you guys. I'm no longer curious on how to add value to them. It's now redirecting the focus from you to me. And now it's about my fear of your judgments, as an example of my fear of what you will think of me, or thinking about how can I meet my own needs? How can I make money from this, right? Now, again, if I'm on a coaching call with a student and I'm half listening, thinking about, the fight I was in with my partner, or thinking about the emails I need to send, again, I'm not in my purpose. My purpose is showing up, is being present here with all of you, not multitasking, but deeply listening if we're in an interaction, connecting with you, and letting my intuitive muscle and my innate gifts add value to you. Now, for some, they choose to inspire others through sports. For some, they choose to help visionaries meet their goals by making their lives easier and helping them be organized. So that's my assistant, as an example. Her organization skills and attention to detail are way better than mine, and she loves that stuff. And she's always one step ahead of me, anticipating my needs. And her purpose and value add is helping me to enable me to meet my purpose, right? It's kind of like a ripple effect, a domino effect. Now, are we understanding purpose? Does anyone have any questions? Is there any resistance? Feel free to put it in the chat of what's landing, what's not. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a, I still think it's what we're doing. Anything on purpose, anything landing. What I want to just reinforce is, your life is a work of art. You are the artist. So finding what has meaning leads you to discover, who is myself? Who am I? What is my work in the world? What is my purpose in this world? I see that Amanda put living with intention. I do love that as well. You need a new muse. I love it. I love it. Now, I love this quote by Joseph Campbell. If you follow your bliss, you put yourself on a kind of track that has been there all the while waiting for you. And the life you ought to be living is the one you are living. Now, when you can see that, you begin to meet people who are in your field of bliss, and they start to open doors for you. Now, I say follow your bliss and don't be afraid, and doors will open where you didn't know they were going to be. Now, your desires or your bliss, they are a compass to your purpose. When you follow your bliss, again, don't be afraid, because when you're not afraid, those doors just open for you. And when this starts to happen, I call this is when you start to get into a state of flow, into a world of synchronicity, serendipity. All of a sudden, you're coming across the right person at the right time. You're in this world of luck. And you start to feel like, I'm so lucky. But there's actually a formula to creating luck. And it requires you as a starting point to follow your bliss. And when you start to follow your bliss, you have to let go of expectations of how you think you're going to get to your desired outcome. You have to let go of judgments of yourself, of judgments of others. You have to work on being present, because the brain critter, I love to say, loves to time travel, to past regrets, to future worries. And you have to ask yourself very powerful questions that help you access your mistake-free intuition. And yes, Stanford University says everybody is born with intuition, and our intuition is actually mistake-free. And we let that guide, once you actually access your intuition, you let that guide you to your next powerful step. Now, it requires you to also have a lot of faith and trust that you are exactly where you are supposed to be in every experience, whether bad or good, it's working for you. Now, to discover your purpose, it really means doing nothing without enthusiasm. As I mentioned, it's less about what you're doing and it's more about who you're being. Now, if I'm volunteering at a soup kitchen, cutting vegetables or putting food on a plate, that doesn't really excite me, to be honest, but I choose to be excited because of what I make those actions mean to me. I choose to be excited because I believe the action of cutting these vegetables or putting the food on the plate and giving it to someone less fortunate is going to make a difference in their life. I choose to smile and greet people with love and compassion because I believe I'm going to add value to their day when I do. That's what we mean by doing things with enthusiasm. Do nothing without enthusiasm. Now, your first tool to discover your purpose, you must look within your essence. The way you do that, or one way you can do that, is and identify your unique gifts and your talents is through finding what gives you ease, energy, and enjoyment. Now, this is your first tool, and we call it the Triple E test. Now, the Triple E test is something that you can apply to every area of your life to see if you're living in your purpose or a way that really aligns with your truth. Now, before I review, how to use this test, I'm going to go over what do these E's mean. Now, the first E is for ease, not to be confused with easy. And the second E is energy, asking yourself, does this make me feel heavy or do I feel light? And the third E is enjoyment. And I like to say apply the 80-20 rule. 80% enjoyment, 20%, maybe not so much enjoyment, right? Because as an example, there's no job that's 100% enjoyment. Now, here's how this test or this tool works. If I apply the Triple E test to my career that I'm in right now, I'm going to ask myself, does coaching give me a sense of ease? Well, when I'm presenting this topic to you right now, or when I'm in a coaching session, there is a sense of ease when I'm doing this work. I know some people hate presenting. I know some people hate being in front of people, and some people hate deep, penetrating conversations, but this type of work is totally in alignment with me, and I feel at ease when I'm doing all this. This feels natural for me. But again, not to be confused with easy, because building a coaching business has been far from easy. But there is a sense of knowing and believing that this is exactly where I'm supposed to be. There is a sense of ease in believing and knowing that I have an audience that's waiting for me to show up and to share my greatest gifts with them. There is a sense of ease in knowing that every hardship that I go through in building a business helps me relate to my students that much better and apply these tools directly to their life experiences. Now, when we talk about energy, does this feel heavy? Does this feel light? A lot of the work I do is teaching, is facilitating, is unpacking somebody and having a lot of vulnerability between us. Now, all of this gives me so much energy. I have friends, again, that don't like deep conversations, and they're like, ugh, Amanda, I don't know how you do that. I steer clear of deep conversations. They're just so heavy. They make me feel icky. And I'm complete opposite. Surface level conversations drain my battery completely. I've literally also been in a coaching session that I was dreading going into only because I had overbooked myself and I was exhausted by the time I got to the coaching call. But once I signed in with my students, as soon as that session started, I kid you not, it almost felt like someone gave me a shot of espresso. And I was super juiced and super organized. I just was turned all the way up with that session. So that's what we mean by energy. Now, if we're talking about the 80-20 rule, do you love 80% of the things that you're doing in your job or your industry? Now, there are some admin things that I'm doing right now still that I don't really enjoy, and I have to. But eventually I'm going to pay for someone to take that off my plate as well. But, we don't always have that choice, especially in a corporate setting. And so in general, the goal is to have a larger majority of your responsibilities more enjoyable than not. Now, if you're researching different industries that you want to work with, apply this test. When you go to an interview process, apply this test, because the job itself may pass the enjoyable part. So for example, maybe you're someone who chemical engineering or engineering of some sort passed the Triple E test. Absolutely, this makes you feel alive. You love the responsibilities. It feels like a sense of ease for you. But what about the workplace culture? Does that align with you, right? Startups, as an example, are very fast-paced. Feels like whiplash. They're changing their goals. They're pivoting so fast. That's not for everybody, right? Universities or corporations are a lot more slow pace. And so you want to sit with yourself and say, does this align with my life and where I am today? Does this company? Or what about the people that you're interviewing with? What do you think about them? Do they give you a sense of ease, energy, and enjoyment? Now, this triple E test is going to help you identify what is meaningful to you, what feels natural for you to do. It's going to help you make time go by quickly. Not that you're just staring at the clock, 9 to 5. It's only been 9:01. I still have the rest of my day ahead of me, right? It's going to give you something to look forward to. And it's going to make you feel really good about yourself. Now, you can also apply this triple E test to your home environment or your romantic relationships as an example to see if they pass the test. For example, I have a student that was house shopping. And before he asked the realtor, how many bedrooms does this have? How many bathrooms? Does it have a pool, etc.? He just did a walkthrough of the place. He did a walkthrough and sat with his nervous system and said, do I get a sense of ease from this place? Do I get a level of energy? Do I get enjoyment, or can I create enjoyment in this space, right? Now, if it passed the triple E test, as an example, it was then that he asked the realtor, okay, does it have all the things that I said I wanted from the checklist? Now, as for relationships, I have another student that realized, their romantic relationship was more on the heavy side, and it was only 20% enjoyable, right? They realized they had been trying to fit a square peg into a circle, and it just wasn't going to work for them anymore. Now, what do we think the fourth E on this test is? Does anyone have a guess? And if you've got a guess, feel free to put it in the chat. But if you've got a guess, I would love to know. If not, I'll just give you the answer. We're going to give you the answer. All right, the answer, I'm just going to give it away. The answer is exit. Yes, it means exit. So if you don't pass the triple E test, it means exit, but not right away. It means if you don't pass the triple E test and you've exhausted all of your ways and attempts in trying to transform something into a triple E, then it may be your time to exit. But again, not right away. It means go out, come up with a plan on how to strategically and gracefully exit, so you're not burning bridges, right? And you're not making moves and actions, and so that you are making moves and actions that align with your goals. That's what we mean by the triple E. And if you don't pass the triple E, then we go to the exit plan. All right, so right now we're going to go through an exercise that uncovers your value system. Now, values represent your unique individual essence, your most fulfilling form of expressing yourself and relating. Now, your values serve again as a kind of like a compass pointing out what it means to be true to yourself. And when you honor your values, life becomes fulfilling. And so we're going to do an exercise together, but I do need a volunteer. Does anyone want to volunteer for me? Does anyone want to uncover their value system? Anybody? I might have to call on one of you guys. Michael. All right, Michael. I love it. Okay, Michael. So we're going to go between a couple of tabs. Michael, I would love to know, give me 5 different things that you love to do. So I'll give you an example. I love to coach. I love eating good foods. I love traveling. I love being outside, and I love hanging out with my family. So Michael, let me know, what are some things that you love to do?
Cook. Cook is one. Play basketball would be a close second there. Travel.
Okay.
Be around friends.
Be around friends.
And then I'm a foodie, so eating.
Eating. I'm hanging out with you. All right. I know I only work out so I can eat, honestly, and not feel guilty about it. So what are some things that you don't really enjoy doing? So as an example for myself, I don't like paying bills. I hate administrative tasks, marketing, sales. And as I mentioned before, I really hate surface level conversations. So what are some things
I don't like doing? I'm a terrible reader.
Okay. Reading.
I would agree on the administrative tasks. Wow, this is harder than I thought.
That was good, man. It sounds like you got a good life going on, right?
I hate folding laundry. Does that count?
Totally counts. Folding laundry.
I hate.
Amanda hates folding laundry too.
Amen, girl. I'm gonna go with. I don't want to say fake people. I want to say there's a word I'm looking for. Ignorant people.
Okay.
Or ignorance, I guess you could say. And I also hate Jesus.
Hey, Jesus?
No, not that one.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I hate moving.
Moving. Oh, relocating.
Yeah, relocating is terrible.
Yep. So Brendan put in the chat, were you maybe searching for inauthentic, or is ignorance the right word? We can totally keep it.
I think I like inauthentic as a replacement.
All right.
Thanks, Brendan.
Thank you, Brendan. Thank you for the support. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to pull out qualities. So it's going to bring me back to here. Let's go back to this. Now, what I want you to do, we're going to start with cooking as an example. So why do you like cooking? What are 3 different qualities? And if you don't see something here, you can just make one up for me. But what are 3 different qualities that have you like cooking? So as an example, let's go back to the example. I love coaching because there's a level of trust, there's a level of connection, and there's a spiritual aspect in there for me. I love eating good foods because it's joy. There's joy, friendship, and fun. So when you think of cooking, what stands out? What are 3 things that stand out for you?
I would say creativity.
Okay.
Definitely joy. And I would throw calm in there as well.
Calm. Okay, so let's put that over here for you. All right. And then basketball. Why do we like basketball?
Oh, sorry about that. I was on mute. Friendship, freedom, and then I would can I put joy in there again?
Sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot to mention.
Awesome.
Feel free to use the same one as much as you want. And actually, the more similar qualities, it will actually be helpful for us, but only use that if it's authentic for you.
Okay. Awesome.
And then, so travel. What do we love about travel?
Freedom. I would say adventure. And I guess like appreciation for different cultures.
Appreciation. All right. We'll put that there. And then being around friends. What do we love about being around friends?
Oh yeah. Trust, spirituality, and I would say connection.
Connection. All right. We'll put that there. And then for eating, what do we love about eating?
Everything.
Yeah. All the things.
I would say definitely joy. I like connection for eating because I mean you can definitely connect with. Oh, I do like health. Brennan, you put that in there. I like that one too. But also gratitude. I think when you feed people or when people feed you, I think that's a huge sign of the love that they have for you, but also like the time and preparation they take to put into the meal is something that you can see come to fruition, obviously, when you eat the food. So
I love it. Now what we're gonna do is, I love how Brendan said, what don't we love about eating? Aye, Captain.
I'm with you, Brendan.
Yeah. Aye. Okay, so now we're gonna get into things that you hate to do. And what I want you to do actually, so if we're gonna talk about reading, what's missing? What makes you hate it? So for example, if I go into paying bills, the reason why I hate paying bills is because there's no joy, there's no freedom, and there's no power there for me. I hate administrative tasks because there's no creativity, there's no connection or joy. So if we go for you for reading, what's missing from these qualities? 3 things.
I would say connection, joy, and can I put understanding on there?
Sure. Understanding.
I just never really relate to like things that I read. I'm more of a visual learner.
Yeah, I'm more of an audio learner. And
Yeah.
I kind of fall asleep sometimes when I'm reading, and I'm
Exactly.
like, I'm not picking up what I'm supposed to get.
It's my downfall.
Yeah. Hey, we all learn different.
That's right.
Administrative tasks. What's missing?
Joy. I think I would copy you on the creativity there. And then appreciation.
Appreciation. All right, let's bring that over. And folding laundry. What's missing from folding laundry? I like the chuckle.
Creativity. Joy. And love.
Love. Brendan says everything.
Everything's
Everything's missing.
The whole thing.
The whole shebang is missing. Okay, so inauthentic people, what's missing?
Connection, gratitude, and authenticity.
Okay. All right. So, oh wait, one more. Relocating. What is missing in relocating? Why is that not fun for you?
It's not a joyful experience.
It's not.
It is not fun. And you know what? I think friendship, because you realize nobody ever really wants to help you move. Somehow when you ask everybody to move, that, oh, I'm sick. Oh,
I'm always busy. I'm always busy. Don't ask me. I'm always busy.
You always, I mean, you know who your real friends are when you're moving, that's for sure.
I'll give you my contributions to your movers that will help you.
There you go.
Okay, great. So let me make these a little bigger so we can see these. So they're like the same size, maybe. So we'll put that there. We'll do this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna tally up all these bad boys. Okay, so how many times do you say creativity? So let's say 1, 2. I think you say it 2 times. So 2 times. How many times do you say joy? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Joy is important for you. 7. Calm. How many times do we say calm? I think just 1. Let's see. Oh, creativity is 3. Thank you. Missed that. Let's see. Friendship. How many times do we say friendship? I think just 2. And if you guys see something that I'm missing, please tell me in the chat. Thank you to Brendan. Appreciate ya. Freedom. 1, 2. I think I only see 2 with freedom. Adventure. I think I only see 1 adventure. Let's see. Appreciation. 1. I think we got 1, 2. 2 appreciation. Trust. How many times do we say trust? Is it only one? I thought we said more than one. Maybe it's only one. Just one. Spirituality, we've got one. One spirituality. Connection, two. Three connection. So for everyone watching, I'm going to do something for this. This is going to make sense in a minute. Gratitude. I think I see two gratitude. Connection we did. Joy we did.
Brennan said that there's four connections, I think.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. Everything kind of muddies in my eyes. It all looks the same. Let's see, gratitude. So we did, I already lost my spot. So connection, gratitude. So we see connection again, joy. We've done joy. Understanding is one. We've done joy. We've done creativity, appreciation. We did appreciation. We did creativity, joy, love. I think we only have one. Love. Connection. Did we do connection? We did connection. Gratitude. We did gratitude. Authenticity. We did. Don't think we did authenticity. One. Joy. Did we did joy. Fun. Do we have fun here? One. Fun. And friendship. We've got two friendships. Did I miss anything? I don't think I missed anything. All right. So what we're going to do for Michael is we are going to pull out the top five. So I see connection is top here. We see creativity is a top here. Now, Michael, I still need your help on this final one. Joy.
All right.
So we have right here the top three so far, but what we want to do, if there's anything that we can combine, if there's anything that's similar for you, let's just combine them. So as an example, what do we have here? We have joy, maybe joy and fun. I think I had seen a fun, maybe joy and fun are the same, and then I could add that there, or maybe gratitude and appreciation are the same. But this is for you to define. Anything that you think is a similar quality, let's mash them up. So what stands out for you?
I would agree with joy and fun being one and the same.
Okay.
Appreciation and gratitude.
Okay. Gratitude. So that's four.
Trust.
Authenticity
I don't
and
know
trust.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is supposed to say calm. Okay, so authenticity and trust. Do we feel like any of that relates to friendship, or is that different? No worries if it's different.
I would say more spirituality. Maybe I'm wrong.
Friendship and spirituality. This is for you to define. There's no right or wrong.
No, trust and authenticity and spirituality.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay, what is this here? So that would be three. Okay. All right. Anything else that you think to combine, or do you feel like that works well?
I think that's pretty good.
All right. So this is your value system here. So when you look at these words, connection, creativity, which word works better for you, joy or fun?
Let's stick with joy.
Joy. Appreciation or gratitude, which one works better for you?
Gratitude.
Gratitude. Okay. Spirituality, trust, or authenticity, what works well for you?
Trust.
Trust. Okay. So when you see these five words, how do you feel? Do you feel like these are in alignment with who you are and what's important for you?
Yeah, I would say so.
Connection, creativity, gratitude, trust. Yeah. So for me, when I did this, my top words were spirituality, authenticity, so trust and connection, joy and courage. And these are absolutely who I am. I'm very spiritual. I'm all about being authentic. I need deep connecting conversations. courage is like a big thing with everything in my life, and joy. And so this is, as I mentioned, so for anyone, so thank you so much for volunteering, Michael. This is very helpful. So anyone that's watching, this is an exercise that you can do on your own to uncover kind of your value system and understand with yourself, what is important for me. And so you want to ask yourself, when you look at these words, do these make me up? Like, is this a core of who I am when I would describe myself? Now, your value system or these characteristics are things that mean the most to you and are connected to things that you love to do and what may be missing from the things that you hate to do. So again, like for me, my top 5 core values are spirituality, authenticity, trust and connection. I'll say trust, joy, and courage. These are absolutely who I am. And this is absolutely influences the people that I connect with, who I decide to be in my circle or not. This influences who I want in my circle of students. This absolutely is my decision-making process. I sit with myself all the time. Is this just fear that's in the way? If so, I have enough courage to overcome this, as an example. And so these 5 words, again, serve as a compass for you. And when you have these qualities, when these qualities are present in your work, when they're present in your relationship, when they're present in your home, this is when life starts to have meaning and is fulfilling for you, right? And so, I know, Michael, we did this kind of together on the fly. Feel free to do this activity together, or by yourself on your own time, because I know sometimes under pressure, we're just like trying to throw and figure things out. So if you want to do it again and see if your values come up differently, go right ahead. But this is kind of one way to uncover your value system. And Brendan, thank you for helping me count. Very helpful. All right. So just to provide a recap of what we have provided you today, we provided you with the triple E test: ease, energy, and enjoyment, to help you discover your purpose or your innate gifts. We provided you with a tool to uncover your value system, so you have a compass pointing out what it means to really express yourself and to relate to others in an authentic and impactful way. And also, you have learned to do nothing without enthusiasm. It's important for everything that you do. Any questions of what I have reviewed today? Feel free to unmute yourself or put it in the chat. I would love to just kind of answer questions, clear things up. If anything resonated with you, feel free to share that as well. No questions? That means I did a good job explaining everything. Yeah, no, I understand. Well, what I want to actually ask you to as a follow-up, now that you have this, do you feel like all of a sudden you can live a life of purpose? Like all of a sudden I'm in my purpose, I've got the tool and I can go be great and be in my purpose? Maybe, maybe not. And if not, it's actually a more common response or feeling after a presentation like this, or after going to a seminar with jam-packed information, with jam-packed transformational information. Why? Well, because you're missing 3 ingredients for yourself. Now, how many people know what to do, but they don't always do it? I think that's everybody, right? I know I probably shouldn't eat. I know I shouldn't be eating XX hot Cheetos every single day. And I'm getting better at that. And the number one issue physicians have, as an example, is patient compliance. We all know what to do, but we don't. Oh, yeah, we're telling. No, we all know what to do. Again, patient compliance is the number one issue that physicians have, but information does not motivate people into action. Now, the 3 ingredients to transforming who you are and achieving long-lasting success and living an authentic life are: you need the right system, which is basically the right steps in the right order, and you need the right support, which is basically your cheerleader. We all need a cheerleader cheering you on, helping you focus on what's working and celebrating your wins. And we all need the right accountability, and which is basically that right kick in the butt when you fall off track, because we all will fall off track. And so we need that accountability to help us get back on track. Now, I have all of this bundled up for you, the 3 ingredients, in a 6-month premium, fast-paced self-discovery coaching program called Purpose to Profits. Now, this program is perfect for ambitious, mission-driven leaders that are seeking fulfillment and financial freedom after military, sports, or if they're in another crossroads of their life. Now, I'm going to share more about this program and the system that will help you achieve any level of success in tomorrow's masterclass. So make sure you show up for day 2. Now, because you show up today for day 1, I'm providing you with a free gift. Now, I'm going to put it in the chat. Let's do it now. What this basically is, so feel free to save this link. So for those that showed up today, again, you're going to get this free gift. This is a video that includes a step-by-step process on how to create your life mission and vision statement. Now, there are going to be powerful questions that get you even closer to who you are and what is your work in the world. This is going to get you closer to understanding your innate gifts and what audience makes you feel most alive to serve. So again, feel free to save that link for yourself, share it with your friends. I'm not going to be putting this in my email blast to all my other peeps. This is special for you because you showed up for today. And tomorrow, when you show up for day 2, tomorrow's our final day of our workshop series, where I will be covering, how to create your freedom. Now, that's your financial freedom. So it's going to tie in with today's topic with money, your purpose with money. So how do you make an impact while making an income? How do you turn your purpose into profits? And that's what tomorrow is all about. And again, I'm going to be sharing the exact system. So make sure you tune in for tomorrow's Purpose to Profits. And if you know anyone else that would benefit from a topic like this, grab your amigo, your familia. Sharing is caring. So bring them to the workshop. And how's Pinto? Pinto's doing amazing. He just shook his head here. Now I'm going to close you off with a quote. The things you do for yourself are gone when you are gone, but the things you do for others remain as your legacy. Now, this is one of my favorite quotes here. And also, I'll let you take that picture. And also, let's stay connected. These are different ways to stay connected with me. If you aren't already following on, thank you, Amanda. Thank you for being here. If you aren't already following me on social media, you can follow @powerhouse_coaching. I post empowering quotes and then also some videos that will help you, again, be in alignment with yourself and achieve your goals. If you have any questions, feel free to email me or the team at connect@empowerhousecoaching.co. There is no M at the end of that, FYI. You can also visit the website and see other services that we provide at empowerhousecoaching.co. And then I also have a podcast called Creative Mindsets for Business. You can find it in most of your platforms. Thank you all for being here today. I really appreciate your engagement. Thank you for our volunteer, Mr. Michael. Thank you for Brendan for helping me with my counting because I can't count sometimes. Thank you all for being here, and we will catch you mañana. Look at me, right on time, 5:58. Go catch your 6 o'clock calls. We'll see you mañana. Bye.